Oh man, so 50 Cent done woke up and he's now reacting to the news of Jay-Z, Pusha T, whomever else, Eminem as well is in this shit as far as being named in these Epstein files. Now, when it comes to the files, the reason why I'm doing it in quotation marks, I'm gonna get into detail later. Hold on. But first, let's see what 50 Cent talking about. So he posted this right here. It said Jay-Z Harvey Weinstein appears in DOJ's latest Epstein files dump. In his caption, he says, "I know I'm late on this, but this kind of crazy. What do you do to get thrown in that mix?" Right here, 50 says, "Damn, they got your man Jay-Z in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this shit." So let's look at some comments real quick. This person says, "And please do and beef up your security, cause you know Jay and Diddy like to get people done. The jig is up. So damn jealous of Hove. It's sad. Oh boy, please do. You will give us more information than the FBI on him." 50 was waiting for this. Trump in there. Where's your energy for him? 50 Cent is modern day Edinburgh. Everyone in New York knew he was in those files. I believe Eminem was in those files before Jay-Z. Woody boo, man. Listen, bro, let's talk about it, man. More than likely, it's not gonna be no dang documentary based on these files, quote unquote. This situation got a lot of people pissed off, man. In my initial coverage, I seen people pissed off that I even covered it, but I got it covered. That's what the hell I do. Y'all ain't even get to the end of the video to understand the full context as I was processing the shit in full time. But you know, hip hop is just like politics. You got stands and people ride for their side. But I'm gonna tell you one thing though. If both sides mad at you, that means you was pretty fair. Drake fans was saying that I'm caping for Jay-Z and Pusha T. They my faves. That's what they was saying. Jay and Pusha T fans say I'm spreading lies. Well, shit, which one is it? Am I caping or spreading lies? But in actuality, y'all, what's going on with these damn files? As simple as this. After Epstein was arrested, there was an FBI tip line. And then people were allowed to call and make tips. Whatever was said was saved. So around that time, I could have called a tip line and made a tip about you, saying you did blah 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 with Epstein around this time. Once they process and transcribe that phone call, they forward it over to whomever else and they file it. What the FBI is trying to do is see if they can find any patterns with these tips or any timeline, anything to make them to go ahead and say, okay, let's investigate this further. But most of it is fluff, most of it is bullshit that comes in through these tip lines. That's normal, that's natural. And once I realized that's what was going on when I was covering the video initially, I'm like, oh, that's what the hell this shit is. It's just tip lines. I thought it was going to be prosecution's evidence while they were researching or investigating Epstein. It's not just that. It's just random people calling in. So on my initial coverage, I see in the comment section, many Jay-Z, Pusha T, or Eminem fans didn't watch long enough to see me contextualize that. But the haters or Drake fans or whatever that was happening by the news, once they heard me say that, they was like, oh, you're protecting your faves. I'm like, my faves? Jay-Z and Pusha T, my faves? What the fuck? If y'all know something about me, I'm a Wayne fan. Growing up, Jay-Z and Pusha T was the ops. They was the ops, bro. Like, real shit. I respect Jay-Z's skill set because Wayne looked up to him, but you the ops too. I was legit informed, like a stan arguing just like these stans be arguing nowadays, bro. I was wild as hell as a jit. All for Young Money and Wayne, but having a platform forced me to be more objective. So I stopped being blinded by preference in my coverage and shit, and I tell objective truths about certain things. So you may have heard me in the past keep it real about a subject about Pusha or a subject about Jay-Z, but don't get it twisted. They're not my faves. In the Drake and Pusha T battle, I was rooting for Drake. He eventually lost the battle, but I was hoping that Drake pulled it through simply because of the Young Money connection, and on Exodus, Pusha was dissing Wayne. So yeah, I wanted Drake to take his head off. So once again, these niggas not my faves. I'm just calling it like I see it. But on the flip end, people who do love and respect Pusha T or Eminem, because once again, while I was covering the video, mid-filming, I stumbled across the link to Eminem's mention on the DOJ's website. Once again, all these things came from the DOJ's website. Does that mean that the claims are real? No, they are from a hot line. All these claims from these specific people that we're talking about are from a hotline. Okay, but once again, I understand becoming upset if you hear your favorite person being mentioned in a certain type of way. I get that, but at least watch the full video for context. And also, I'm doing a better job as far as giving you an understanding of what I'm talking about in my descriptions of my videos. For like the past month or so, my descriptions have been very on point with what I'm going to talk about in my videos. So check them out as well. And do know I would never push a lie-ass fact. So say for instance, this situation right here, if there's a culture conversation going on, and I'll bring that shit to my platform platform, but trust me to go ahead and do the research to contextualize whatever's being said. Just as one of those Drake lawsuits about Steak or some shit. I told y'all it's gonna be hard for Drake and Steak to actually be found liable for whatever they was being accused of. Drake fans will ignore that though. But yeah though, these posts may be deleted at some point in time. The Shade Room deleted their posts about Jay-Z and Pusha being in the Epstein files and all that fuck shit. And before we leave, before we head on now, I hate to talk politics, man. But y'all gotta understand what the fuck going on. The administration that's in office right now, before they was in there, they was pushing the Epstein files to be released, you know, putting pressure on Biden and them, knowing that they wasn't gonna put the shit out, all right? They positioned Epstein as a democratic figure. Okay, so during the time where the economy wasn't the best for Americans, people were upset with the structure of America, period, the government, period. The administration and their supporters used these Epstein files as another way to go ahead and ignite the people, saying they're hiding this from you with all these people doing X, Y, and Z things. So Americans thinking all these celebrities were tied in with Epstein. Anybody had some pictures with him and things of that sort, they went to the island, they like, it's something going on. But the entire time, the reason why most of these files weren't just dumped is because I'm sure the FBI believed that it would be irresponsible. Because a lot of the material that ties in the celebrities are just these hotline tips. I believe that once the administration finally got into office, into power, and people like Cash Patel and the FBI, once they finally seen the files and realized, oh, this bullshit, just a bunch of hotline intake and some sensitive information about the victims, it will be irresponsible to release this shit. But with them running with the idea that they were going to be super transparent, now people are like, okay, y'all got the files, where the fuck them shit's at? So the natural thought from the public would be, oh, now that they're in there, they have the files and they see Trump is in there, so now they don't want to put the shit out. So the people want the files. They know it will be responsible to release them because most of it is just fluff, especially in this social media age where people hang on to anything and nobody's side benefits from it because everybody getting hit. They trying their best to change the subject. But over time, things got too hot and they had to say, fuck it, just dump it. And in their opinion, they got to just hope it smooths over some type of way. And y'all see they deleted the hotline tips about President Trump though. But it's more than that about Trump though. You also got emails in there and all this shit dog. Someone said it may be a diversion from what's really going on, which I believe to be true. That could be a thing too. Some people feel like, oh, the DOJ fuck with these files, they not real tips. Maybe so, that may be true too. And people got confused when I was clarifying, saying that these files, whether you believe the claims or not, these files actually came from a government website. They did. That's the truth. That right there is a fact. Is the content on the files true? I don't think they are. And that's an important distinction, bro. It's an important distinction. I don't understand how people can't process that shit. But if you don't care to, then there's no point of a conversation. Straight up. But hey, man, that's that right there, dog. Y'all gotta let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.